Postcard here, and I am here today to talk to you about this fun little instrument here. If you don't know us, if you're new to our channel, please check out the rest of our videos. We are a band named Keystone Postcard, and we post all kinds of cover videos, original videos, and informational stuff, so check it out. If you are a returning fan, thanks for joining us, and today we're going to talk about the instrument that I play, the ukulele. Now the first thing to note is that the official pronunciation of this instrument is ukulele. It is a Hawaiian instrument, but here we call it ukulele or uke, and that's fine too. So either way, ukulele or uke, you can call them interchangeably. Any of them is fine. What we're going to talk about today is a quick intro to the parts of the ukulele, what to do to tune the ukulele, and then the very beginning basics of how you would start to learn to play the ukulele. I'll be adding some other videos later on that go into more depth of learning new chords and new strums and things like that. But for right now, we're just going to learn the very, very basics. If you have never played an instrument before, or if you've never played this instrument before, what are all of the pieces? So first thing is the parts of the ukulele. If you think about it like your own, like as a human being and our parts, we start with our head. So we have the headstock. The headstock is important because we have these tuning pegs, and this is how we're going to tune the instrument when we talk about that later. Then there's the neck of the instrument, and this is really important because it includes the piece on top is called the fretboard, and that's where we're going to be placing our fingers to make notes and chords that sound pretty. So that's how we actually play the instrument to give it some melody and different notes. Then after we've got the head, the neck, our body, the body of the ukulele, this piece here. Now, the different materials that the whole things could be made out of, some are plastic, so if you're a super beginner, you might have a plastic ukulele, and that's totally fine, that's okay. But a lot of ukuleles then go on to be made with wood. This is made out of wood. There's all different kinds of woods that are out there. So whether you have plastic or wood, either one is fine for a beginner to learn. What else is on the body is we have the sound hole. Okay, the sound hole here, that's where the sound resonates from in the instrument. And then the bridge, which is where your strings are attached at the bottom and then they come up and are tuned at the top. So ukuleles use nylon strings, so you probably will never have to change your strings, or rarely ever, depending on how much you play. And this is, if you did have to do it, this is where that would happen. I play in a band, so when I play, I use a strap. It's a personal preference. You don't have to. So I have on here some strap buttons. So I actually have that, and when I play, I actually have a strap holding the ukulele on. But you don't need that. You don't need a strap. That's totally okay too. We're going to talk about how you can actually hold this in a second. This is also, just so that you guys know, this is an electronic ukulele. So if you see this other piece here and this other piece here, those are electronics so that you can plug into a sound system. But as a beginner, you don't need to worry about that either. You can just have an acoustic without any electronics in it. Okay, so now that we know the pieces or the parts of the ukulele, now we can talk about the first important thing is tuning your ukulele. You want to make sure that it's in tune. Any instrument is in tune before you actually start to play it. So what does that mean? Well, all of these strings, they have different notes to them. So we have to remember what are these notes that they need to go to is G, C, E, A. And a really fun way to remember that is good children eat apples. Okay, so that's one way to remember it. This is called a re-entrant tuning because this top one is higher. If you hear the pitch, it's higher than the next note, and so on. So most stringed instruments start from low to high. This one has this higher one that comes in. So a little something different about the ukulele. How do you tune it? So we know those are the notes that we need to get to. In my case, I have with the electronics, I have a built-in tuner, so I can do it right here. But if you don't have that, you can get one of these clip-on tuners. This one is by Snark. It's really fun. They're pretty inexpensive. You can get them at any music store or on Amazon. You can check them out. They cost a few bucks to have. And they take a little watch battery. You turn it on, you click it on, and then what you do is you just hit the string and you watch. It's kind of like a little clock, and you want to make sure that it's center with the correct note. And you would follow your string up. The first string, this G string, is going to come to this first peg, and you would turn it left or right to make it higher or lower, or to make it to the right pitch. Okay, so you would go through that for all 4 of the strings to make sure that they are all in tune. Then once they're in tune, you can go ahead with actually trying to play a chord, to play the instrument. So before you play anything, you have to know how to hold it. Like I said, I use the strap, but you don't have to. So what you can do is you can actually just put the end of the body into the crook of your arm, into your elbow, and then up flat up against your chest, and you're going to put your right hand. This is a right-handed instrument. You can buy left-handed ukuleles, just like any other like guitars and things like that. You can buy a left-handed version, and it would be just the opposite of what I'm about to say here. So you take your right hand, and you're going to have that other hand here where you're going to be playing in between the top of the body and the sound hole. That's where you're going to be strumming. Okay, so this section of the ukulele right here is where you're going to be strumming. So you want to be able to hold it, and you have this free hand for your left hand is going to be your fretting hand. We said before that this is the fretboard, so what does that mean? So these pieces, these metal pieces that are right here, these are the frets. And as a stringed instrument, when you learn to play them with the chords, we're counting the spaces in between. So here's one, this fret right here. This right here is where we'd be putting our finger. That is considered the first fret, this space in between. Second fret, third fret, and so on. So for your very first chord, you're going to learn a C chord. It's a really, really easy chord, and it's used in a lot of stuff. So we would count 1, 2, 3 spaces, and we're going to take our ring finger, and we're going to place that ring finger on this string closest to the floor, this high string here, okay? So put your finger there, play that, and then I want you to strum all of the strings. So there is the C chord, your very first chord. Now there's different ways that you can use your right hand to you can either pick or you can strum, and there's different strumming patterns. I'll be adding some more videos to learn new chords and to learn different strumming patterns and to learn new songs. So make sure that you check back for all of that stuff. But for right now, I want you guys to work on that C chord, work on holding the ukulele. It might feel a little awkward at first because you kind of have to balance between these two hands. But we'll be learning more about technique as we go along. So thanks for joining me today, guys. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you can get all of the updates of the new videos when they're posted. And like this video so that we know this is the information you guys are looking for. If you have any questions, make sure that you leave them in the comments below, and we'll get back to you and we'll start learning some ukulele. So until next time, guys, my name is Becky again from Keystone Postcard. We'll see you.